Everyone, my name is Vasco, natural bodybuilder and nutrition Q&A, and today's topic is hernias. Okay, just like I promised in my previous video, I want to talk about a little bit about hernias. So, why do hernias happen? Hernias are one of the most common injuries that everybody has. So hernias happen because there is a small weak spot in your fascia, which is a tissue that protects and covers all your internal organs, and it's between your organs and the muscle wall from the abdominal wall. So when you have a weakness, basically there's a piece of fascia that's either missing or it's weaker and will basically break. And also there's a weak spot in your abdominal wall. Mostly it happens in the inguinal area. It can also happen on your belly button and even in upper sections. So what is a hernia? A hernia is basically a little bit of your small intestines trying to push through your abdominal wall until it creates a small bulge. To be honest with you, it feels kind of weird. It's not entirely painful. For most people, it's just a burning sensation, something that's uncomfortable, and actually you may feel better if you try to push that bulge inside. Why is the inguinal hernia the most common? It's very simple. So you have abdominal muscles that go upwards, you have abdominal muscles that go this way, and you have your leg muscles insertions that go downwards. And when there's an imbalance in the strength or development of those muscles, then you create a small opening. And if your fascia is weak, then you're most likely to develop a hernia. Don't worry, hernias are really common. Hernia surgery is one of the most common that surgeons practice every single day. Today, most hernia surgeries are laparoscopic, so the recovery time is really short. You're probably gonna get in and out of the hospital in just one day, and you go out walking. So it's really easy, it's really simple, it's really short, and recovery is fast. So now that you know how hernias happen, there are a couple of things that you have to keep in mind. Anybody can develop a hernia, but it's most common in people that have family history of hernias. So if in your family there's been many cases of hernias, then you're probably going to have one. With good technique and managing your weights wisely, you can prevent it pretty much. So how do you know if you have a hernia? Well, first of all, if you feel absolutely nothing and you're fine, you probably don't have anything. But if you do have a small bulge and you feel like it's kind of burning or hurting in any way, and if you actually try to push it inwards with your fingers and feel some sort of relief, then you probably have a hernia. And if you have any doubts, just go get checked. I know it's embarrassing sometimes, but it's a 5-minute talk with a doctor. And having the surgery most of the times is the best thing you can do, because first of all, because you're avoiding worse things. Getting surgery means that there's likely almost no chance that the hernia will get any worse, or that your muscles will close and there's going to be a lack of blood flow towards that small portion of your intestines, so you won't get any sort of gangrene or necrosis or anything. And second, because you will be able to continue training for many more years. So if you do have a hernia, go get it repaired. I mean, it's really simple, and recovery time goes from about 3 to 4 months tops. The first week, it's gonna be a little uncomfortable, a little painful because you can't bend too much, and it's not such a big deal. After a couple weeks, you will start walking and doing some, light exercise. After 2 months, you can be, jogging, running, or whatever. And in 3 months, you are probably gonna start lifting weights, light weights. I mean, go slow. And after 4 months of the surgery, you're probably good to go. I mean, you can start lifting again normally. Of course, it takes some time to get back to your former self and recover your strength and your muscle mass and your size, but you're gonna be fine. Now, I mentioned hernias in my previous video because I was talking about weightlifting belts. And just like I said, weightlifting belts are a great help to, keep your posture, keep your form, your technique, and help you lift heavier. But it's also a double-edged sword, And this means that it will increase your intra-abdominal pressure. So your intestines are gonna push even harder than before. And the areas that are not covered by the belt are gonna feel more pressure. And of course, the belt doesn't cover your crotch. So that's one of the areas that get most pressure. So if you didn't have one before, but your family has history of hernias, and you use a weightlifting belt, you're increasing your chances of having one a lot. Really, hernias are not such a big deal. It's not something to worry about too much. But if you do have it, please go get it checked. The doctor will tell you if it needs to be repaired or not. And please, if you do work out, if you do lift weights, tell your doctor so they can tell you what's best for you. And the surgery is really simple. It almost leaves no scars, and the recovery is super fast. They will just insert and fix a couple of meshes on the inside of your abdominal wall, and that's it. Basically, your intestines will touch that mesh but will never pass your abdominal wall, so it will keep everything in and you will feel much better. Of course, that the burn sensation is going to continue for a while, maybe for many years, because there's still an opening in your abdominal wall, but it doesn't mean that your intestines are sticking out. It just means that there is an opening in your abdominal wall and you will have to live with it. Hernias happen a lot. They're probably the most common injury in the bodybuilding industry. And it can happen lifting a weight, doing a squat, doing bench press, running, or even chasing a bus. It can happen anywhere, anytime, and there's almost sometimes no way to prevent it. You can take your precautions if you know that you have family history. Try to be wise and take precautions, but sometimes it just happens. But like I said, don't worry, it's not the end of the world. And if you have to have surgery, go get it done. It's quick, it's fast. The recovery is really easy, so don't worry too much. Just like I mentioned in many videos before this one, always try to train smart. Going for heavy weights, going heavy all the time, and trying to do some ego lifting will leave you nowhere. So be smart about it, and if you have a hernia, go get it checked, and if you don't, try to prevent it as much as you can, and trust me that it's not such a big deal. So I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications if you want to know when a new video is coming up. I still announce it via Instagram and Facebook and blah blah blah. If you want to check my Instagram or this channel's Instagram, is in the description below. And that's all I have for today. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.